name. Tell him to get them statements. So when somebody asked Wack that shit, he took that as the time to just go in on me. At the time, he ain't know who I was, all the shit. But that wasn't no excuse for the shit that he said. So and I took it at face value. If that's what it is, that's what it is. Let's get there. So that's why and then and not only did he say that, he decided to say, oh yeah, matter of fact, I just heard Jay Diggs married to a man, and then he started slandering my name in the whole conversation. It's one thing to say fuck me and whatever,
Right.
but when you start slandering the nigga name and making up shit, so he really tried to poison the bloodstream of the internet with some bullshit, and thinking he was gonna get away with that shit, just have motherfuckers just speaking on me like it was just nothing. So that's why I attack this shit with the aggressiveness that I'm on. I ain't no clout chaser. I don't give a fuck about this internet. I can do a lot of shit to get clout. But when a motherfucker be that disrespectful, you know what I mean, and at the same time turn around and try to run a nigga name through the mud, it has to be addressed on a certain level. You understand? So that's why I've
No,
been
for sure.
that's why I've been on the level that I've been on with this whole situation the whole time. It's because of the way dude got at me and the way he playing with the internet with my name.
No, I got you. Look, I'm gonna take it back there in just a second, but I want to give him some more background. Like, you were speaking on like the debriefing with Bleu Davinci, and like, you pretty much, I would say that shit. You done Fed time, shit. You should be an expert on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
And
sir.
can you tell them about your first Fed case, bro? How you caught that?
So I went to the feds in '92, bro, for conspiracy and attempt bank robbery. So me and my co-defendant, if anybody know who Mac Dre is, Mac Dre was my co-defendant. My crew, the Romper Room crew out the Bay Area. So we was a suspect in over 23 bank robberies in the Bay Area. It was on unsolved mysteries and all the shit. And so we went as kids. I went at 19 years old. I went and did 10 years in the feds. I didn't see a day of my 20s on the streets. So I grew up in the feds. I came home 30 years old from the feds. Um, eight different institutions. I started in Terminal Island, and out in San Pedro, and ended up in shit everywhere from Lompoc to Lewisburg to fucking Raybrook, New York, Farrington, New Jersey. Like I was everywhere, all through the federal system. So I'm very familiar with the system and how it works. There's a lot of people familiar with me in the system. So yeah, I did the 10, and I did state time too. Like I did state and fed time. I did 2 years in the state, 10 years in the feds.
No, for sure. So that's why I say like, so when you said that, because I think at the time you had said that the bald head nigga, you know what I'm saying, aka Wack 100, he basically should know, you know what I'm saying, about a
Yeah,
debriefing,
yeah,
and
yeah.
he should
He
be
he
able
know.
to tell
Yeah,
him to show paperwork.
he definitely know what that is. He know what that is, and his thing is he really pick and choose who he gonna get on, and he just choosing to give Blue a pass. I tried to text you or something. He choosing to give Blue a pass, just like he giving Takashi a pass, and then to turn around, right around, and then jump on the internet and call somebody else a rat. So it was just one of them situations. Like I said, I never disrespected dude or none of this shit, and he just went bad on me. I don't know if it was just the fact that I asked the right question, or he just felt like that was just how he wanted to get at a nigga. But it happened. It happened.
Yeah, I think
And
you asked the right question.
and,
It
and,
triggered.
and for real, he let Blue put a blanket over him, because at the end of the day, that question never got answered. Blue didn't answer that
Hey, and that
question.
that
Blue didn't,
goes to
didn't
my
take it
next
there.
question though, JD. Is like, how you feel about, like, don't it seem like, oh, now shit is Wack and J Diggs. Now they off of Blue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what it
Now
is.
it's
It
Wack
Blue.
and J Diggs.
Yeah, Blue. He ain't. They don't want to talk
So you
about
think
that.
that shit was a distraction?
It was definitely a distraction on WAG 100 side. For as far as he knew that was the right shit to ask, and he didn't want to get put in that position where he had to ask Blue that. You understand what I'm saying? He don't he's not the type to say, if he fuck with a nigga in there, right, he don't care, it's good, I fuck with him, that's my partner. He not the type of motherfucker to stand on business and say, hey bro, you got down with them people, so I can't deal with you. Because if you pay attention, my nigga. He's definitely the type that get down with them people too. Like it ain't even no mystery. So yeah, it's just it's them and then there's us, bro. It just depends on what side of the fence you play on. Me myself, I got sent to the feds. I had an informant that wore a wire on me. You feel me? And all the shit. So I went to prison for an informant. So my understanding for that shit is zero. Like I don't tolerate that shit. I don't deal with that shit. I don't give a fuck who you is. If you told on another man, so you don't have to go do your time, and you sent another man instead, well, use a rat, and you deserve to get treated like one from my kind. I'm on the other side of the fence. So it just depends on what side of the fence you play on. That's how you gonna look at the situation. I just play on this side.
Right. And look, like I know, like the campaign for like where Jay Diggs at. You know what I'm saying? Like with Mezzy Marv and JT the biggest figure. Like how you feel about Mezzy Marv right now, bro? Because I know a lot of people probably ain't asked you that question.
It is what it is. Mesh jumped out the window. He did some bullshit, and then karma come with that shit. So karma bit him in the ass. I didn't have to do nothing to little dude. That was my partner. I fucked with Mesh and all the shit. But at the end of the day, when you a fuck nigga, it's gonna show. It's gonna come to light. You can. It don't matter, and that's why I try to explain to people like you can like a person's talent. You can like how a person play basketball. You can like how a person rap. You can like all that shit. But if you don't really know that person, you might come to find out that the person that you are adoring and that you're crazy about is really a fuck nigga or a fuck bitch, and they really on some different type of time. And that's what it is with a lot of these artists. People like the artists and they like what they hear in their music. But if they got around these people and if they really knew the inside, they'd be like, oh man, this is a piece of shit. This nigga's a piece of shit. Like this nigga ain't, it ain't nothing like what his music is. But on Messi case, Messi, he that's his name. He'll tell you from the gate. Messi, he's a messy ass nigga. He used to make songs about doing messy shit. He's the type of nigga to make a song talking about when his homeboy ain't looking, he finna go fuck his homeboy bitch. So he do shit like that. Like he's just
Right.
that type of nigga. So it was what it was. It was karma catching up to a nigga that just had to get his issue. So I and I don't wish nothing bad on the nigga. He did it to himself. I just
Yeah, he locked up. Like a lot of people had said that, Mezzy Marv had got on dope real bad. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if you heard that, but
yeah
they say I don't
well,
know if they say he clean now because he in prison.
no. So at the end of the day, man, he definitely not clean. Drugs has always been his downfall. People that know him know he always been. But what happened was when the shit happened with us and all the shit, he stretched himself out to the point where he couldn't come back. And now at this point, it ain't even about the drugs no more. Like he done fucked off his mental health. You know how you go so bad on drugs and you go so hard in the streets that you could just fuck your mental health off. And that's what he did. I mean, it's sad to say, but yeah, he's not even mentally there anymore, bro. So yeah, in jail, even in jail, like he's the one in jail that's talking to himself, walking around, looking up, looking down. Like it's fucked up to say it, but it's really true though. Like he
But
really
it's crazy. It's been rumors of that though. I ain't gonna lie. It's been
no,
rumors of that. But
no, it's
I
not
thought
even.
like they
It's
said that
not.
he got clean or something.
It's not even a rumor at this point. Yeah, you clean. He clean because it ain't no drugs to smoke. But he's not mentally clean, bro. His mental health is fucked up. So you could be in jail and be off drugs and still be fucked up. And that's the whole thing. It wasn't just a drug. It wasn't just let me go get clean and now I'm good. I'm back. He got mentally fucked up during all these times, bro. So um people that's going up there to see him, they can't even hold a decent conversation with him. It's that bad.
Damn.
Well,
Look though, let me ask you this though. So like when it comes to JT the bigger figure, I think some of the things that the bald head dude had said was some things that JT the bigger figure had came out his mouth and said on social media.
yeah, he been
You
trying to.
wanna address any of that?
Yeah, that's all. JT been trying to paint this narrative since it's just like me. Same shit. When we fell out, first thing a motherfucker gonna do is try to find the foulest shit that they can find on somebody. So so JT started to bullshit with the rumors about me and Kilo, which was Mac Dre's best friend. Uh he started dropping this narrative in people's head that we might have been behind setting Mac Dre up to get Dre killed so we can take his estate, and we took everything from his mama and his daughter. Like, just the biggest bullshit that you could ever come up with. Like, but anybody that's been following this movement, they know. They already know what it is. They know Mac Dre mama run his estate. They know Mac Wanda is the boss. She got complete control over Dre everything. They know all we ever did was push this movement to the top, you know, and keep the Cuddy name alive. But that was some shit. The dude
Don't they
started.
have yeah, yeah. And don't they got Mac Dre Day out there?
Yeah, we got Mac Dre. As a matter of fact, July 5th, man. Mac Wanda, his mom, every year she got to deal with Live Nation. She throw one of the biggest concerts in the Bay every year. Every year, July 5th, it's in Frisco. We go crazy. All the artists come out. The artists that been around Dre from the beginning, which is us, and then we bring in some major artists, and we throw a big show every year. It's coming up July 5th. His mom and his daughter throw that show every year, and we just make sure it go good for 'em.
Look, but the JT the bigger figure, so he has said some.
Yeah, he another one, bro. That nigga off in Africa right now. He off in Africa right now. He fighting his own demons. He another one. He just like mess. They got demons they be fighting, and they go through some shit. But at the end of the day, he really just trying to keep his career alive too. Like, he one of them ones that the only time he gets some views and some likes is when he bring up my name or Mac Dre name and he tell these wild stories.
But look, he got a famous story though, where he say that he ran down on Mac Dre, and you know what I'm saying, they had the Uzis out and all this. And did you ever hear about? Is it any truth to that story?
He tells a story about what? What you said again? The story when he did what?
Yeah, can you hear me? I think I'm in a matrix.
I, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I said he tells a story like how he had ran down on Mac Dre and he had the Uzis out and all this, and you
All
know what
right,
I'm
so the
saying.
story he telling, not so the story he be telling, right? So I'm gonna tell you the story. So the story he be trying to tell, and then he got all fucked up, is a story about when we went to Filmo, when before Dre even had a whole ass album out, his beginning of Dre's career. It was actually his first project, and we had a show in Filmo, and and we was maybe 18, and we go to the show, and the show was Cool Nut, rest in peace, Cool Nut. Um, Mac Dre was somebody else on that show. But long story short, so it was in the Filmo area for the show. So everybody performed. And then Cool Nut and them got into it with the Filmo niggas. So it was a big fight going on in the show. So our crew, was probably about 10 of us. We all trying to get up out that motherfucker out there fight. So when we leaving to get out the show, uh, somebody yell out, and I think was like, man, who the hell, who laughing at OCP? That's Out of Control Projects. So that was the Filmo niggas. So when that happened, they stole on one of my partners. It was like 10 of us. They stole on one of our partners. And they tried to get on us. And chase us to our cars. When we got to our cars, that Uzi he was talking about, that whipped out, that wasn't Dre with that Uzi. Yeah, I flipped out on them niggas. Me, I was in the car with Kilo, Big Dot, my homeboy Ray Ray. At the end of the day, they thought they was finna jump us. And we whipped out. It didn't no shots get fired and none of this shit. It all went away. But this was, like I said, in Dre early days. So it was a true story. It happened.
Oh, no, for sure,
It
bro. I
definitely
appreciate
happened.
you
But
clearing
but
that
Dre,
up.
Dre Dre didn't have no gun on him though. But his niggas did. We did for sure. And we ran them niggas up off of him. And that was, like I say, that was when Drake's first album very first came out. That shit was in the early 90s, like 91 or something when that shit happened. But Dre didn't fuck with JT like that. He was cool. Dre put him on a project when he first got out the pen.
What's going on over here though? What's up with that head title though?
Hey, hold on, family. Hold on. I'm doing an interview right now. I'm gonna get to some questions. Who said that? You
Nike
already
said that.
know.
Yeah, I
All right,
shot him. Go
yeah.
ahead, Ken.
Yeah, what you was saying though, J Diggs, don't pardon me, bro.
I was just finishing up, bro. It's all good. We can get to the next.
No, for sure, for sure. And like right now though, bro, like you coming out with the song and the shit going viral, bro. The shit damn near to 500,000 in a few days. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you feeling about that though? Because they saying that this the like if Uncle Murder don't put this on that recap, that's crazy, bro.
Well,
This
you
one
know,
of the diss songs of the year.
well, you know,
How you feel about it though, J Diggs?
no, it's cool. At the end of the day, I ain't doing nothing but trying to feed the nigga his own medicine. That's all. The song cool, but I really want to fight. Fuck that song.
Yeah.
I really want to. I really want to embarrass this nigga though, because he talk too much and he really act like he like that. So, my thing is, let's make this shit happen. All that he doing it for clout shit. No, I'm doing it for a fight. I really was trying to make this nigga mad enough to say, let's do it. I thought this would have for sure. I thought that song would have for sure been like, okay, fuck it. I gotta fight this nigga. But at this point, I don't know what to do to get him to stand on what he said.
Man, it's like I think 30 more people that want them fades from dude. You know what I'm saying? They want
Yeah.
all that. So I don't know. He always give them that address though. But like, if you smart, why would you pull up to that? Like, come on, man.
So
That shit sound crazy.
that shit ain't
What
nobody.
what you
Just
thought
like,
about like? Cause go
just,
ahead, bro.
and I was just gonna say, just like he made up that fake ass story about them Texas. Like I'm really convinced this nigga really texted himself.
That's what I was about to ask you. No
He
bullshit.
really text the whole ass conversation.
Can you speak on that, bro? Cause I know you had said if
Bro,
tell you had
hey,
said
listen.
tell him to reveal the number and then call the number.
Yeah, because that was the only thing he could say after all the shit that was going on. And they like, man, Diggs, really trying to line it up. Because I really had a nigga call him, not on no internet shit, really hit his number, the nigga didn't know him, a nigga I know, and simply say, man, my dude trying to line it up. It didn't have to go to the internet. He could have said when, where, whatever the fuck. He spent it off. Oh, man, he don't dictate nothing, blah, blah, blah. And then the next day, he get to talking about, man, the nigga J Diggs text me, talking about he in LA. I text him the address, and he made up this whole ass story about me being out there. I'm like, my nigga, I don't. First of all, I'm not gonna text a nigga out of no blind and get to talking about I'm somewhere. Let's pull up. Let's fight. Like like I said, I had somebody reach out to him. This nigga had all these long ass paragraphs. Like I don't even text my bitch that much, and he really ran with that. Every time somebody asked him, that was his way to spin people off. For when he asked him about me, oh, I gave him the address. I dropped the address. No, you didn't, pussy. He's a pussy for real. And I call him in his face. And that's what I want to do. I want to look him in his face. He won't look me in the face. Nigga won't even get on the phone with me. He'll yell and holler with a fan and weird ass niggas. I'm not gonna yell with a nigga though, but I just really want to just say, hey, look, cut the crap. Let's just get a date, which I got a date now, June 22nd, in Los Angeles area. All the shit.
Hey, that's like a message to the Wack and Nets, bro. Like we
Yeah, they
got the
got the
title Wack and Nets because
they
like
got
they
the
think all the yelling shit something.
we got the paid preview people on deck. Everything set up. UFC though, we not doing them old clumsy ass boxing gloves they be doing. We're gonna do some UFC shit and get the people what they want. If the pussy pull up, I think he pussy, and he ain't gonna pull up. But that's the only reason why I'm doing this shit. Cause I know I can find him on Clubhouse. I know if he don't hear nothing else,
Yeah,
he
here
gonna be on club.
Clubhouse.
He gonna be on Clubhouse with his ass in the air somewhere,
Yeah, no, the nigga was
yelling at.
mentioning me on that rant he did about you. He like, yo, Big Chuck this, Big Chuck gonna run for the hills. He gonna laugh and all this. Like, no, I'm really laughing at that nigga right now. You know what I'm saying? Cause he supposed to be this tough ass nigga for the Wack and Nets. Like, man, show prove. You feel me? Like, he talked about your age. So, okay, so make it happen. You feel me?
Oh,
But look, bro,
yeah.
I appreciate you though. I got a few questions that some people that's on the stage right now. I know, your time is limited. I'm Hey, Ghost, you got any questions, bro?
I ain't got none. I'll answer a few before I get out of here. That's good. Hey, Diggs, look at that picture right there, bro. This band, bro. Where? Let me see. Look at that picture. This band, bro. What picture though? I don't know. The picture I got on my motherfucking PTR, bro. That must be profile,
You
bro.
probably don't
Listen,
know
what I'm
what
trying
that
to.
is.
Yeah, that's a
Nigga, he don't
profile.
know nothing about this
This
clubhouse
like my
shit.
Hey,
third. This
Ghost.
like my
Hey,
third.
Ghost. Hold on, bro. Hold on for 1 second, bro. I'm gonna give it to you, bro. Let me. Ghost, you don't got nothing to ask him. T Money.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I do want to ask him something
Go
right quick.
ahead, Ghost.
You want to go
Go
first,
ahead,
T?
bro.
Go ahead, Ghost. I
Now
might
I want
take
to
a
ask.
minute.
I wanted to ask you this, bro. Wack was saying some shit like the Bleu Davinci allegedly made up this story and said he came to your crib and checked you and all this shit. That shit cap or that shit true?
Man, that shit. That nigga. Listen. Last time Blue was at my crib, he was sleeping on my couch and type shit. Ain't nobody came to my crib. Anybody checked me about nothing, my nigga. Blue is like my son, my nigga. I'll slap the shit out of Blue. Blue will not check me for nothing. Nobody around Blue. So all that shit is bullshit. All that they checked me, I don't even know where all that shit came from, bro. They niggas got mad because I put the song out, Blue did, and I told the story. But he ain't never said nothing to me about it because it ain't nothing he could say to me about it because it was all true. And like I said, my nigga, in the song. Anyway, I didn't call the Blue a rat. Nigga, your boss called you a rat. So, that's something he had to take up with Blue. I mean, with Meech. But ain't nobody checked me. Ain't nan one of them niggas said nothing to me about nothing. And I still be around real mob niggas. I still go around. I just did a BMF documentary with Big Bull. Yeah, with Bull. I just did that in Atlanta. And that's coming out too. So, all that shit Blue talking
They
about
say
me.
when y'all was off tour, Blue was begging Fab for money too. That's true.
Yeah, Blue ran. Listen, I don't know what he asked Fab for, my nigga, but I'll tell you this shit. And I'll tell you this shit. In my right hand of God, I got 10 kids. I put this on every child I got, my nigga. Before that tour was over, Blue was broke. Period, my nigga. And we had to, and when to get that bus to where it was going, Blue pull up on me. I was on that tour with 6 of my bitches and 20 niggas from BMF. And Fabulous know that. In fact, some of Fabulous crew was on there with us too. And before that bus made it all the way to its last destination, I was filling that motherfucker up $700 a stop. And when it stopped, his last destination was the Bay Area, and BMF was in the Bay Area. And I bet you half the Bay Area remember them days. And I got that nigga. I had that nigga was up under my movement, staying at my house, nigga, moving up under J. There wasn't no big meech out there giving him a quarter. That nigga was smoking my weed, driving my cars, nigga, fucking my hoes and doing everything else.
Hell no.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey, nah,
And
I
I,
know that shit true, bro, because I know somebody that was on that tour with y'all. I know that's true.
yeah, it's not true. It's not. It's nothing phony about that for sure. And we started that motherfucker in Detroit for the Super Bowl, and it ended up in the Bay Area. Was the last stop, and we touched everything in between, everything from New York to motherfucking California. It was a dope tour. It was definitely dope and all the shit. But yeah, that shit, that was the beginning of the end right there.
Hey, you good, Ghost?
Yeah.
Yo,
You
T
go
Money,
ahead,
you
T.
got any questions?
Yo, what up, JD? This T Money, man. Me and Wack just got into it a few weeks ago, man. We've been going back and forth our goddamn last few weeks, man. I used to be over there at my club and everything with the Hunter side and shit, so we fell out and all that shit. But how you feel with the nigga just inserting like innocent family members and shit like your moms and shit like that? You know what I'm saying? People that
Well,
ain't got nothing to do with Nathan.
here's my thing, right? I know niggas will say anything out their mouth, and it's just like Cabin. It's always been fuck your mama. That ain't nothing new. You know what I mean? I understand all the bullshit that come with that, man. I done played that game with niggas before. I got a
Right.
bigger problem though. My bigger problem is, bro, is the misrepresentation of a nigga's character and really breaking a nigga into some bullshit. With this internet shit, you feel me? Because people hear that shit, and first thing they thinking, you know what I mean?
Right. Their first impression of you.
And he could have said what he said. Fuck J Diggs' mama, fuck him. He could have said that. You know what I mean? And it probably wouldn't even been as bad as, oh yeah, and this nigga didn't touch the 13-year-old. He's a pedophile, or he married to a man, and the nigga doing. You understand what I'm saying? Really assassinating the nigga character. You understand what I'm saying? That's the problem I got with this nigga, is that he'll use his platform to make up a complete lie about somebody.
That's a fact. That nigga made up lies about me.
That's a
He's a
fact.
clown.
Speaking of lies, like how you feel about that man just coming out and blatantly saying the J Diggs nigga, the one that had something to do with off in his,
Max
I don't
Trip.
even want to
Yeah,
repeat that shit.
yeah. That's the point. That's the problem I got, my nigga. You can say fuck me, fuck my mom. You can say all that, my nigga. But when you start talking about a nigga that killed a nigga, and killed family members, and our nigga, this nigga that said I had my son killed for insurance money, like my nigga. At some point in time, people got to look at this nigga like, bro, where are you from, my nigga? Where they do that at? You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't even see how niggas can even take him serious no more after all the fuckery he puts in the air with nothing behind it, nothing to back up. I understand some of the shit he done said is proven, but for the most part, ain't nothing this nigga really be saying be real.
Facts. That's a fact. So from now, like before, when you known on Wack 100, and after all this shit now, what's your opinion of the nigga before and after, man?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I didn't really know who dude was. I knew what that he was tied in with Game and Blueface and all them. But I had no knowledge about dude like that. I knew he had got a little fight, but I don't really be on the internet like that. So
Right,
I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Okay, nigga be pushing his line. But after dealing with this nigga's a clown. There's no other
right.
word about it. There's no other word you can use for this nigga but a clown, man. He's a serious clown. And you can't take a nigga like this serious.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Now,
He,
now him like dealing with like Blue and not specifically Blue just by itself, but 6ix9ine. I had a gal over here that I found out she had paperwork on it and she cooperated and shit. So I kicked her out. He picked her up. He tried to convince me to keep her. You know what I'm saying? And made up an elaborate story about her nigga probably told her to get out the jam. So what you think his infatuation and love is for motherfuckers that be cooperating and shit? That shit is
I, I, I,
confusing to me.
I think this is his way of letting you know that he ain't got no problem cooperating. My nigga, he will get down on the nigga. I for sure know that, man. He already letting you know just by the shit that he condone, man. And then my biggest thing is that, bro, how is you hollering blood and Paru this and Paru that, and you condone that, my nigga? I don't know no real solid gang members that condone that type of shit.
Right,
So now it's making me question, like, what gang is you up under? Like, who is your homies? Like, and are they okay with that shit? Ain't none of your homeboys punch you in the mouth for the shit you do? So maybe he's not even affiliated. Like I just seen the I told them, they talking about, it ain't even no such thing as what he claiming anyway. But I don't know. I'm not a
Hey
gang banger,
J
bro.
Diggs, let me
Right.
ask you a question though, because I just thought about something like when you get out the feds and you still on federal probation, can you be around felons?
Yep. I mean, they say you're not supposed to be. It really just, if you own federal
But
probation,
publicly,
they can violate you for that.
publicly though,
I can't.
publicly.
You're not supposed to. I mean, they gonna put that's gonna be in your paperwork. You're not supposed to be with no convicted felons while
Cause six
on
nine,
probation, on
cause
federal
like
probation.
6ix9ine, he probably got permission to be around that nigga Wack 100. Ain't that something?
I mean, Whack 100 ain't no felon.
He ain't. That
He ain't
nigga
on.
said he a
that's
felon.
another question because he like he active and portraying like the street nigga. He been in the streets so long. We all know he been in the industry for a minute. I know that he got convicted when he was 16 and charged as an adult, and that's the only time he been to prison. You know
Well,
what I
yeah, so
mean?
that ain't counting for nothing, man. That nigga's not considered. I mean, something he did at 16. They're not gonna charge him for that. He can go, and then plus it's entertainment too. So you gotta understand too. He got a job. That's just like the same thing they gonna say. They gonna tell you you're not supposed to be around no weapons, but if you got a security guard, you can be around a security guard with a weapon. You understand what I'm saying? So if the person is in, if it's at the place of work or something like that, you really ain't got no control over that. So I don't really know the stipulations of his parole or his probation. But it's always ways around little shit like that though. I wasn't supposed to be with no I wasn't supposed to be with no ex felons either. But Mac Drake picked me up from the halfway house when I got out, so we didn't give a fuck.
Right,
No, I
that's
got you. I got
normal.
you.
Normal
I got you.
shit.
I got you. Anybody else got any questions on the stage?
I do
On the
got one more
stage,
question. I forgot to ask you this. I know you've been trolling and shit, acting like you want to get at his wife and shit. You mean that shit or you just troll?
Nah, I'm just trolling. I don't really give a fuck about his wife. I'm just trying to touch him in his sensitive spot. I know he's a sucker for a bitch, so I hit him where all the spots where I know it hurt at. But if she do open it up, I will send him a picture with my dick in her mouth. I will. If she open that mouth, I will. Just to touch him where it hurt at.
There you go. Hey, so JD, let me ask you this, man. Why you think Bleu Davinci won't just release that paperwork and dead that snitch allegation, man? You know what I'm saying? Cause the nigga Wack always be saying, where the paperwork at? It's a fact he got the brief cause he admitted to it. He
Yeah,
said he got the brief.
yeah, he said it. He said it took him in that little room and he was young and all this shit. So, and he can get that. He can really get that.
Right.
If he can get that, he can get that, and he
AT
can
money.
that'll get Blue from out of all the heat that he been under, bro. That'll throw that shit all away.
AT money. When you asked him that, cause T money asked him, what he tell you?
He deflected and started arguing with another nigga on stage. He totally shot that question down and started arguing with somebody else about some other shit. No, let him up. Let me talk to this nigga. I'm like, bro, we ain't trying to do that right now. No, pull him back up here. Like,
Yeah,
fuck out of here.
yeah, yeah, man.
So he
You know,
really didn't want to discuss that shit too much about that debrief and then it's some kind of way he done studied it to where he could just deflect that shit, go to the left or to the right, especially with a motherfucker that ain't don't know or ain't up on game. You know what I'm saying? Them the people he get it over on.
yeah. And at the end of the day, they both know though. Blue could have been did that. Blue could have made all this shit go away if he did the right thing or if that paperwork said the right things. That's the whole thing. He can get the paperwork, but it's probably not gonna say what we wanted to say, what he wanted to say. So it is. And the cold thing about it, what's colder than anything, my nigga, I was rooting for Blue. Like I've been saying the whole time, Blue was my little brother. I was rooting for Blue. I didn't want this shit to be true, my nigga. I didn't want that shit to be true. I didn't want that shit.
Man,
But I'm not the type of nigga that's gonna let that shit be true, and I'm not gonna speak on it.
that's a
You understand?
fact.
And that's just the difference with me. Most niggas like, oh, you my brother. It's just like with that whole Ralo situation that's going on over there, man. I know what's going on over there. And that nigga Ralo is all bad. I don't give a fuck what nobody say,
That's
my
a
nigga. He done already
Yeah,
said
well,
it.
speak on JD. Speak on
I,
that, cause that is a
I ain't
trending
gonna. Hey,
topic, bro.
so I'm not the one to really speak all the way in it because I don't got all the paperwork and all the shit. So, but what I can say, he didn't already said it himself, my nigga. He was doing what he can do. You feel me? So it is what it is, bro. At this point in time, and I know the nigga who busted him out. I know Prestigious. Feel me? I know how he get down. Prestigious like me. We don't play the rat game. You feel me? I know Prestigious personally. I know the nigga who was on the phone with Rallo when he asked him about the paperwork. So it is what it is. I'm gonna let that shit open up itself, but niggas gonna see it. But if you ask Jay Diggs, yeah, that shit all bad over there. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it. I ain't gonna be the one to hide it. Yeah, niggas better do their homework over there. You heard what he
AJ
said.
Diggs.
All the rappers.
Like
Yeah.
when it comes to like since we speaking on the trending topic right now, like because it's another case though, YSL, and you got Gunna. You know what I'm saying? Gunna, he went in. You seen them? You seen that footage?
That definitely. That's definitely
So how you
police
feel
shit.
about that?
Police shit. You talking about the courtroom shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's police shit, my nigga. You can't get around that, my nigga. That's police shit. Everything he did, none of that shit was loyal to no gang shit. And it is what it is. He looked out for himself. And that's what niggas do. They look out for themselves. Fuck you at the end, bro. And that's just, And see, that's the reason why, and I be trying to explain to people, that's the reason why I go so hard for Mac Dre. Because Mac Dre had that opportunity. Mac Dre could have said that exact same thing Gunner did. He could have turned around and said, yeah, the romper room niggas, them niggas on some other shit. And I'm just trying to do some music. And yeah, they was robbing banks. and blah blah blah. And Mac Dre could have went home. But Mac Dre never robbed a bank in his life and went to do 5 years in prison, in federal prison, just because he kept his mouth closed because he chose not to tell on me.
Stand up guy.
Yeah. So that's why I go so hard for my niggas. So for a nigga to even suggest some bullshit like this nigga, you know, that shit is crazy. But you know, our real fans and real motherfuckers that been around our movement, they know what this shit is. And like I said, our shit is already rolling stone, my nigga. My book is out. It tells the whole story. Anybody really want to know the truth about any of the fuck shit the nigga said, they really could do their homework. You know, if they want to know
Hey,
where.
bro, tell them the book though. Tell them the book, name of the book, and where they can
So,
find it at.
so my book is called Soul of a Gangster. And it can be found anywhere you can buy a book. Actually, you can buy my book from Barnes and Nobles, and Amazon, and anywhere. My shit is on all platforms. It's out, solid read. You can send it to your peoples in prison. It's really a top seller in prison. All the prison yards is all over my shit. You know, like I say, I've been there and done that, so I speak a lot on prison, and I got a lot of prison beliefs in me. So um, yeah, it's out. Soul of a Gangster is out right now everywhere. Well, we in production of the movie, same title. It's getting in production. You know what I mean? It's a Bay Area story. A lot of people that's not up on this Bay Area movement, like we move a little different where I'm from, but we got our own story too. So you know, I've been tapped in with a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of different situations with this whole with this whole romper room Mac Dre movement, man. We've been doing this shit for years. You know, this ain't nothing new. So for a motherfucker to come after 20 years and try to come up with a fake ass story about what's supposed to have happened to Mac Dre, I think it's crazy. Matter of fact, we got a new documentary out if you want to see that too. It's on TV One. It's called The Payback. It's a whole documentary about Mac Dre, and I'm talking on that shit too. So you know, anybody got any questions about our movement or how we get down or what happened over here? It's all online. It's all you can find all that shit. If you want to find out what happened to Dre or any of the shit, you can everything can be researched. Let's put it that way. So I swear, nigga, if a nigga let Wack 100 be they news reporter, boy, you be all fucked up in life. If you can't,
That's a fact.
Man.
Hey, that's a fact.
yeah, they can't let that be your news reporter. But hey, man, you know I appreciate everybody that's tapping
Salute,
into this
bro.
situation. All I need y'all to just help me get the nigga outside. I ain't asking the nigga nothing else, man. We just trying to get him outside for a fair. Just something the people want to see, just like they want to see
All
me.
you got to do is keep applying this pressure on the
Hey,
internet, bro, because this is where he live at. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Long as you do that, you fucking with his
Hey,
head, bro, and he gonna slip up.
yeah, that's all. I just wanted to say yeah to it. I just want ain't got to
Hey,
be no weird shit. Just some real grown man shit. You got a light over
hey, J Diggs, hey, before
Hey,
you
J
cut my
Diggs.
nigga, this your fellow Bay nigga, 415 Cooley speaking. My nigga. If y'all don't know if you can see my PTR, nigga, but the campaign is on, nigga. It's Operation Run That on here, nigga. You know what I'm saying? We applying
uh,
the pressure to that nigga, bro. It's Operation Run That, nigga. Period.
off top, man. You from
You
the
know what I'm
Bay? You
saying?
already know how we get down anyway.
Well,
you know
holla.
how we push this line anyway. Cause
Hey, y'all put on
Everybody
that
in this room
PTR.
know how I push this Bay
Put on
shit,
that
my nigga.
PTR.
okay, yep. I see your profile picture. I see you. Real nigga.
Hell yeah. It's Operation Run That, my nigga. We applying the pressure to that nigga. We ain't give, we don't get no suckers, no breathing room out here, man. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I
You
mean?
gotta
It is
stand
what
on
it
shit
is.
at some point in time. Niggas gotta stand on that weird shit.
Hey, J Diggs. Hey, before
Well,
you get
holla.
up out of here, bro, I know you got to get up out of here, bro, but I got one more question for you, bro. This is the last question, man. Salute J Diggs for coming through. Hey, J Diggs, tell them where they can follow you at.
Oh, it's J Diggs Thiz. JDIGGSTHIZZZ, three Z's, because the last one been took down. But it's J Diggs Thiz, man. I be on the Instagram more than anything. You DM me or something, I probably can get back to you. All the other social sites and shit, I really don't be fucking with like that. But I do be on the ground. I do be on the ground, so you definitely tap in with me there. And you always know what Diggs at. That's one thing about it. I'm always gonna tell you where I'm at. You tap in with me, you'll find out what Diggs at.
No, salute, salute. Hey, look, and everybody, man, when they nigga drop pictures and shit and all that, man, y'all go on those pictures and you comment. J Diggs want the fade. Hashtag that. You know what I'm saying? J Diggs want the fade, man. Y'all hashtag that. But J Diggs, I know this is my last question, bro. I know you had a relationship with BMF, bro. But like, can you give us a story like on how that relationship even started?
I've been fucking with the
Like, who did
mobs.
you meet first?
Um, Shit. The first person I met in BMF would have been Big Cuz, my nigga. This was back in shit. Probably like '03 when I first got next to the mob. We was in Miami Memorial Weekend. And and you know, this is at the time when the hyphy movement, you feel me? It's early in the hyphy movement. We just had the hyphy movement started in the Bay Area, and we had a, DVD called Trill Television. So Trill TV was out and cracking at the time on the West Coast, and BMF was pushing their movement on the East Coast. Now, Big Cuz from LA though, he from the LA district, and it was Memorial Weekend. I was on Washington. BMF had the club Crowbar on lock. Meech was doing parties over there, so I was sliding by there in the middle of the night, and they called my name like Diggs, Diggs. So I look over, it's like 20, 30 niggas with all black BMF shirts on. And I slide over. Matter of fact, I was sliding through on a moped, you know what I mean, doing the whole Miami Beach thing, me and my niggas. And we bust a U-turn and pull over. They're like, oh, Diggs, we fuck with you, my nigga. We up on the Trill Television, you Mac Dre, the whole Mac Dre movement and all the shit. It's the mob. So at the time, you know, I had already been hearing about BMF and all the shit, but I wasn't really tapped into the whole movement. But so the first thing he said was, man, the boss want to meet you for sure, man. You got to come by the house. So they invited me to the house. They invited me to the house that night, bro. I pulled up to Meech Mansion that night. Matter of fact, that night, me, me, Meech, and Suge all met for the first time that night. It was the first time me and Meech
Something about
met.
Suge Knight?
Yeah, first time me and Suge Knight met. First time Meech and Suge met. So me, Meech, and Suge all met at Meech's house. We had us a little meeting that night. I fucked with the whole mob, and then we tapped in, bro. From that time on, bro, it was just love. We got a cool little understanding. Start fucking with it, and like I say, me and Blue got tight because we did music. Matter of fact, I was down there for the weekend and ended up staying for like a month. I was at Meech's house every day for like a month. I got an album called California Living 2, which was the album that put me on in the music game with me. I did that album at Meech's house, where most of it was done at Meech's house. I got a song called "Really Not a Rapper." That was the first song that niggas really start taking me serious in this game, and it was done by S Dog, a BMF producer. He used to do Jeezy shit back in the day, all the shit. But yeah, so that's how our relationship started, bro. And that's like I say in '03 it started, but then like in '06 was when we went on the tour. That's when we went on the whole BMF tour and shit across the country. This when Blue was looking for Jeezy on Jeezy Head about some other shit. There's all type of shit, Wes. It was one of them times though. But yeah,
Yeah, cause I think hey, look, matter of fact, bro, I got it. Look, I think I heard you say on a shout out UOD, you had said, but you didn't get into it. But you was saying y'all ran down on Jeezy and he got up out of there.
yeah. So this was in Miami actually. So we was already, you know, Blue was already chasing Jeezy down because at the time Blue had a song with Jeezy and he had a song with Fabulous. And he had a deal with Koch and he was trying to get a release for the song for the radio. So Jeezy was on tour too. You know, Jeezy was doing his thing. So Blue was trying to get the release for the song and the video, and at the same time he was trying to tap into it with him about some shit with Meech. So we had been calling the nigga, trying to meet with the nigga, trying to get to the nigga, and he kept shaking Blue for some whatever reason it might have been back at the time. And then then we get a call. We was on the bus. We get a call on the bus. That and Jeezy called Blue one night. He like, bro, that's fucked up, man. You know the niggas just took my chain inside the club. He was up in Magic City or one of the clubs in Atlanta. Jeezy called Blue in the middle of the night. We sitting on the bus and he mad because some of the mob niggas had got on him and ripped one of his chains off his neck. You know, so that's the first time him and Blue end up getting up talking. So Blue like, man, we need to chop it up face to face. So he with Meech was like, you know, and Jeezy was like, he was finna be in Miami that weekend. So we was headed there too on the tour. So it was set up to meet in Miami. It was set up to meet in Miami for the to holler. So when we got to Miami, we was on Ocean. So Jeezy had his whole team with him, and Blue had the mob with him too. It's crazy because Blue had a twin. They both had twins that they fuck with. They brothers. And one ran with Jeezy and one ran with Blue. So the twins is my nigga too. So when we finally got there, they get a chance to talk. So me and Blue standing with Jeezy and the other twin while Blue and Jeezy talking. And so some fans was walking by. That's hella niggas though. So some fans was walking by and they was like, oh, that's Jeezy. And they just wanted to get an autograph with Jeezy. Oh, Jeezy, can I get an autograph? But you know, he was taking care of some real nigga shit. So the niggas was like, man, nah, he not talking right now. He not doing no autographs right now. So one of the fans screamed out, man, oh man, fuck you there. And it got stole on. So when he gets stole on, it went up from right there. Like it was, he was some street niggas anyway. But it went up from right there. So instead of the Blue and Jeezy getting to finish having the talk, it turned into a melee on the beach. Shots
Damn.
fired, shots fired, all type of shit. And matter of fact, Jeezy went to jail that night. Jeezy went to jail, him, his limo driver, and all the shit. Cause one of my nigga Big Cuz jumped in the limo with Jeezy, and they was shots fired on the beach and all the shit. So they ended up pulling over his limo and some more motherfuckers. It was a wild night though. So they didn't even really get to finish all the shit. But it was getting thick though. It was at a time when the mob really was on some other shit with Jeezy. They wasn't really feeling how Jeezy was moving at the time.
So that's true though, cause like a lot of people, cause G's, he got records. He be saying that it ain't true. Like shit, them niggas capping. Like they fuck with me. So it
No, no, no,
was
no.
some
Let's not get it misunderstood. Jeezy was definitely part of the mob, my nigga. He fucked with Meech. He fucked with Jeezy. He fucked with Meech, Blue, all of them. They brought him in. Blue the one brought him in to the family. He was part of the mob, my nigga. He was with all the shit and all the shit. He was
Hey,
right from
bro,
that.
that's good,
There was,
cause Jeezy
but
my favorite rapper, bro.
there was a time when he started pulling away to go do his own thing, basically, and they felt the pull away. Once he got on, once he was getting on, it was he was pulling away. He went and did his own thing. When that Boys in the Hood and all that shit came on, and then that CTE shit, I watched that whole shit. You feel me? All that CTE shit, that was kind of more like they was kind of mimicking BMF. They came with the all black shit. They started doing all the shit. So that was basically him starting his own mob after that. So that was just that I from being on the inside, I could see the dislike of what he had going on. Like niggas wasn't feeling that. Like nigga, it was BMF, now it's CTE. So that was a discrepancy at the time back then.
No,
Definitely.
I got you. I got you. Man,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Hey, bro, look, I don't know if you noticed, 'cause they just put it in the comments. I forgot to even ask you this shit. But the niggas just put up a video. It's a fake ass phone call. They talking to some niggas, talking about they know you from your town. You used to rap another city. What they say? I'm trying to
Man, that
fuck.
nigga talking to some kids. That nigga talking to some
Yeah,
kids that
that's what I
don't
thought. Like,
don't
who know
fucking
me?
know me for sure. For sure. I don't know who he was talking to. But the only thing them niggas told that nigga that was halfway real is hello.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you, bro. Go ahead.
Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
we can.
Yeah. The only thing that nigga told them niggas that was halfway real is that I went to a school for football for a semester in Richmond. Richmond, out right outside of Vallejo. And I did used to get down to Richmond. I got all type of shit. I got down in Richmond, but I'm not from Richmond though. But yeah, I'm digs doing moving. I done been through all the spots, niggas and everybody know me out here. Know I get down and everywhere in the Bay Area. So y'all moved through Richmond and got down to Richmond, and I got down on some Richmond niggas and some Richmond niggas and try to get down on me, and we did all the shit. Like I'm from the streets, so yeah, I got plenty of street stories. But I'm from Vallejo. I'm from the Crest. Niggas know where I'm from, what I represent, and how I get down. So them
No,
niggas,
for sure. I
whoever,
appreciate you
who,
answering.
yeah. So whoever them niggas was,
These,
them niggas is
these,
jokes. That
these
nigga
the
don't
same.
know me for sure.
Nigga, I'm
These,
from Richmond, nigga, and I don't know them niggas from a can of paint, nigga.
Yeah, I don't know who they was. They definitely don't know me because I ain't been in the Richmond streets in 30 years. So like, what the fuck what can you know about me, bro? If you ain't at least that age, like you can't
Yeah, for sure.
like the
For
shit
sure.
he
But
talking.
but
That's a
Diggs, you
fact.
you never
I
represented
told them niggas
Richmond.
the same thing.
It was always suppressed with you.
No, it's always been Vallejo. But I spent time. I got down in Richmond. I made money in Richmond. I got a hella partners this Richmond, and I speak on it though. Like everything I'm talking about, it's in my book and in my music. I speak on Richmond shit in my music. I got down. I got down in Richmond. I made a lot of money in Richmond. But yeah, I'm from the Crest though. That has never been a mystery. Even
Yeah,
all the
for
Richmond
sure.
niggas that know me
almost,
know where I'm from.
almost everybody is somebody that moved around in the Bay, man. And these the same niggas that was talking that skied up from the Bay and went to LA. So I mean, it's kind of like a hypocrisy there.
Yeah, it's self-explanatory, man. It's self-explanatory. But like I say, them sound like them niggas ain't even old enough to been nowhere around me though. Whoever them was, bro, like I'm on a different level in life. You feel me? When I the shit they talk, I graduated from school in '89, my nigga. Like, so what are they talking about?
Right.
Like,
I'm
I
just
went
saying, ain't no real Bay niggas about to go against the grain and side with that sucker against another Bay nigga,
back
period. You
case.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
And my like I said, and I tell niggas all the time, my story is written in stone, my nigga. The book is out. Ain't nobody finna change my story. It can't be changed. I'm just for the new niggas that don't know and anybody that's interested, you know what I mean? I'm giving my insight, but my shit is written in stone. This whole romper room shit, this Mac Dre shit, everything is written in stone, money. What niggas is trying to do now is write their own versions, but it can't happen. Like, you know, like I say, movie on the way, all the shit. So whatever a nigga might want to say, whatever they might want to do, you know, talk about, you know, the real shit is already out, you know. And like I said, they did that shit to Suge, man. I watched them do that shit to Suge Knight for 20 years. They try to put Tupac murder on Suge. You feel what I'm saying? And that's fucked up.
AJ did. That's
Yup,
fucked up.
yup.
Hey, I was about
He
to
had,
tell you.
he had.
It's another. It's Deuce M's. He want to fade with Whack 100 too, bro. He's just like you, bro. I remember I told you it's like 30 people lined up.
Yeah. See, I
Yeah.
didn't even know. See, I didn't even know none of this shit was going on when he did this shit with me, bro. I had no idea that he do this kind of shit on the regular. I took
Yeah,
this like,
JD. Good
yeah,
luck trying to. I'm from South Central LA. I'm a Damu out the brims, homie. So when I got on this app, motherfucker, this is for networking purposes, etc. He try to, slide up under a nigga. That's the type of nigga he is, old penitentiary type nigga. See what plum he can feed a nigga, get him up under there, nigga. I walk and stand on my own 10, so I don't need a nigga. You understand what I'm saying? For nothing. So from there, I end up calling the nigga out for the fade. He say he was gonna give it to me. Shit all on YouTube. That nigga been ducking like a pinata, my nigga. You know what I'm saying?
nah, I
That
thought.
nigga ain't trying.
See, I didn't know. I didn't know the reason why I even took it because I thought the nigga stood on business, man. When he said this shit, I'm like, okay, we finna get to it. I didn't know that he was a pussy like that, my nigga. I did not know he was a full blown pussy
Let
like
me
that.
ask you this, JD. Did you know that his brother got killed in Oklahoma?
Yup, I just found that out. You know, since this shit been going on, bro, fans send me everything. I've been getting it's so much shit on this nigga and so much shit going on. Like what I'm saying, that's why I was kind of confused. Like, how could you attack a nigga about any type of homosexual shit and all the shit that you got going on in your back in real life though? Like you making up stories on niggas and this is your real life. So it was kind of funny to me when he did that shit. I'm like, boy, I'm finna have fun with this nigga. Like he played with the right one, my nigga, because I don't play with niggas at all. I don't play with no man. I play
Hey,
with
did you
kids.
ever, when you did your Fed time, did you ever read COINTELPRO?
No, I didn't read that book. I read a lot of books. I was definitely a book reader, but I didn't read COINTELPRO. I didn't.
Well,
Nope, I didn't get.
well, they were the FBI was the only motherfuckers in history passing disinformation and having campaigns to try to devalue the influence of solid motherfuckers within the community. The Panthers, the Brown Berets, even peaceful as Martin Luther King. So yeah, that's the jewel I'ma drop. You know.
No, real shit. I think you see through the bullshit like I see through it. And like I said, it took me a second to realize what type of time this nigga was on. But when a square ass grown ass woman that don't got nothing to do with street life turned around and told me, you know what, I think he's the police. That shit blew my mind. I
Oh,
said,
you
Hey,
got to
hey,
get the
hey,
CS2
hey,
back paperwork. We got to
bro,
get
that
you the
shit.
hey,
paperwork.
hey, Wack is a hip hop COINTELPRO tool, man. I've been saying
See,
that for months.
hey, bro, and I've been getting that from a lot of people, bro. A lot of people been telling me, bro, stop dealing with this nigga. This nigga is the police on a whole different level. And and all the signs is there. All the signs is starting to be there, bro. And I'm
Oh
like, wow,
God.
crazy. So you know, and I ain't never been one to just call a nigga the police for no reason. But when you start doing police shit and you steady dealing with the police, I call a spade a spade.
I brought the paperwork on here from the Main Street case, Del Dog, rest in peace, right? And they had confidential source number 2 on there who got told on, who Stutterbox told on, and he called try to get Del Dog number from Mark Stevens, right? That
Okay.
was the whole little shack extortion shit and a whole bunch of other shit, right? The nigga brought 2 police officers on the app to vouch that. he's not working with the police.
He brought 2 police officers
Yeah,
on the app.
yeah,
Reggie Wright and Greg Caden.
yeah.
I was there, nigga.
Oh, I know who Reggie Wright is. I don't know who Greg is. I know who Reggie Wright is. Red fucking with my nigga shit. He the one be saying all that bullshit too. That nigga's a weirdo. He definitely police.
Right.
That's crazy.
And the nigga Greg Caden is disgraced crooked police officer, LAPD officer, and the one that raided Wack 100 house. Right. So yeah, man.
So he raided your house and you bring him on Clubhouse.
To
Oh
say
wow.
that you not working with the police. And the crazy shit, the paperwork that we had got was a federal investigation on the main streets, and he lied talking about Greg Caden is the one that transcribed the transcript. You feel me? So yeah,
So
man.
so the paperwork got Wack name in it.
Yeah, it do have his name in it. Matter of fact, I'll send it to it. You make of it
Man,
what you.
please send me that, man. It's the type of shit I'm into. You know, I like paperwork.
All right, bet.
I used to check niggas' paperwork on the yard all the time. This my job. Yeah, let me see some paperwork. I need to see that.
Is this gonna stop you from wanting to beat his ass or not? Are you still gonna beat his ass,
Oh no,
police or not?
we gonna fight regardless. Like that's just some man shit we gotta do. We gotta get that out the way to go. My mama told me
Shit,
to whoop his ass.
we smashed police in,
My mama
we
didn't put
smashed
me on.
police on the yard.
I ain't never let my mama down.
Them police get beat up on the yard too.
I can't hear you, bro.
I said shit, them police get beat up on the yard too. So that
All the
nigga always
time.
somebody.
All the time. But, but he,
No, for sure
hey,
though,
so
for
look,
sure.
I
Hey,
gotta get ready to get off this thing, bro. I'm in the middle of
yeah,
nowhere
salute,
on the
bro.
freeway too. I appreciate y'all having me on, man. I appreciate the love and support. We gonna try to get this nigga outside for the fun of it.